Matt.
I'm just curious how your role has evolved this season compared to maybe what you expected. I mean, back in the winter and the spring, we all wanted to ask you about your blocking, basically, and your background as a fullback and what you could bring to this offense as a blocker. But you've had some really important catches down the stretch. Did you always see that as something that whether it was something you could bring to the offense, whether it was something they talked to you about when they were recruiting you, or is that something where maybe as the season evolved, as your rapport with Fernando evolved, as the offense evolved, you said, this is something I can do more of here. This is a contribution that I can kind of increase, basically, for my team.
I think personally, I think that's something that I've always felt like I can do. I always felt like I was, athletically gifted enough to be able to have an effect in the pass game. Obviously, I haven't always had the opportunity to show it, but I think I built a great relationship with Fernando. Us both coming in here and being transfers, I think we just became friends and did a lot of work during summer together, a lot of work during winter. So I think we just ended up building a really good relationship where he had a lot of trust in me. And then I think the opportunities arose, and I tried to take advantage of every opportunity that came to me. And I think that just helped building some trust with the coaches, and I think I've been rewarded for the work that I've been able to do.
Go on the right to Matt Weaver, and then Tom.
Riley, you've obviously been in the Big Ten your entire career. So for you, what did Saturday night mean to you when you guys won the Big Ten championship? I mean, like just personally, how big was that for you?
Yeah, that was huge. That was definitely something you dream of as a kid, right? Like you got to really. The moment for me was like the confetti shooting up. Like it was just like, wow, like I went to the Vegas Bowl and in my younger years, and we had the confetti too, and it just felt a little different this time. It had a little bit more meaning behind it. The red and white with the Big Ten logo coming down. So it was really surreal. Like I don't know. I woke up this morning, I texted some of my old teammates just like picture of the medal, and I was like, woke up a champion today, and it was awesome. They're all real happy for me. So, yeah, it's been surreal. It's been like probably the most amazing thing I've done in my life so far. So it's been great.
We'll stay on the right with Tom, and then go to Daniel.
Really, I spent a lot of time with tight ends through my career, and they all always say the same thing about how they're, just the constant chatter and interaction with play callers and receivers and all that as to what's going on live in real time on the field. How much of that goes on here with you when what you see out there on the field, where you can communicate with other people to maybe be able to break something down the road in a game?
Yeah, I think constantly, right? Like we're always trying to give feedback. It's a lot more helpful now that we have iPads on the sideline, so we can kind of like really look at stuff and really diagnose and be like, hey, like this can work here, this might not work here. So it's just it's what people realize is like football is always a conversation. Like we're always talking, whether it's on the field, off the field. Like you're always talking, trying to tweak things, trying to make things right, like making sure you're targeted to the right people. So I think it's been like a huge part, and that's something I really admire a lot about Coach Shanahan. Is he's really great at listening to us and actually valuing our opinions, and then making the right play calls off of it, right? Because I might see something, and I might see it and be like, hey, like this is what they're doing. I don't necessarily know what the best play call is to go off that. Maybe I think I do, but it might not be the truth. But then like he's really great at getting us into a call that'll crease him or hit him over the top. So I think he's been great at that, and it's just that trust to just like believe us and kind of value our opinions been great.
Go on your left to Daniel, and then Josh.
When you came in here in camp, I think you said when you chose IU, you weren't really sure what to expect with Sig. Obviously you've seen a lot in the last handful of months. What is it about him you think that just allows him to win everywhere he goes?
I think it's just his persistence. I think he's never satisfied. I think that mindset takes you really far no matter what you're trying to do. It's always about the next game. It's always about, the next day. Like, you have a good day of practice, well, you got to do it again tomorrow. You know what I mean? Just 'cause you had a good day yesterday doesn't guarantee a good day today. And I really think he takes that to heart. And so every single day, he comes in and he works like he hasn't won a game in his life. So I think just that mindset and how he's able to instill it within the whole entire team, because it's great to have that mindset alone, but if you can't get a group of guys together to have it with you, then you really struggle. But he does a great job just inspiring that within us.
We'll go top left to Pete, and then to Mike S.
Yeah, Riley, when you look at the opportunity ahead of you, hopefully 3 games, what will it take to win those 3 games? What will it take to be the type of team you guys want, or type of finish you want to have?
Yeah, Coach Fick mentioned it, but just gotta stay humble and hungry. I think we have a talented team. We trust our guys and we know what we can do, but complacency kills. So I think that's really going to be the biggest thing for us is just, continue to get after it and, approach every day like we're still, just a team that everybody's doubting, a team that people don't believe in because, until we feel like we haven't proven what we need to prove yet. You know what I mean? Like for us, the goal has always been the end of the year. So I think as long as we keep that in the forefront of our minds, I think we'll do well.
Mike S. on your right, and then Zach B.
You were under-recruited, started as a walk-on. I'm curious, like, how much of a chip on your shoulder that was throughout your college career, and then fast forward to getting all Big Ten last week, like how gratifying that was.
Yeah, I think that's kind of something that's always kind of followed me around. I mean, even from when I was a little kid, like people always kind of told me I'm like either too small or just not good enough. Like so, I think that's something I very much so just kind of grown to accept, and I kind of lean into it now. It's just because I feel like I have had to really work really hard. A lot of people were presented with a lot of opportunities. I took a route that I was blessed with opportunities in my career to be able to make a difference and see the field and get on the field. But I worked every day. I worked my butt off every single day. Came into the stadium when other people were sleeping. Didn't leave till I was the last one in the stadium a lot of times. So I think it's just something that I've kind of been doing my whole life. My parents instilled it in me, like, hey, like you got to work hard for everything. Like there's not going to be anything given to you. Like you can do whatever you want, but you got to be willing to do whatever you want.
Go Zach B. and then Joe.
In the fall, Mikhail called Carter the best offensive lineman in the country, and now, obviously, last week, Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year. When did you recognize that a season like he's had was possible for him?
Honestly, coming in, I mean, he's a great player. He's such a unique mix because he's got power and he's able to like sit the ball and move people off the line, but he's got great hands, he's got great feet, which like he's a really quick guy. So like that was something that you don't see that combination in a lot of people. Usually they're maulers or they're finesse guys, but he's got really great balance of both. And anytime you get a guy with good balance like that, and he's had a lot of experience too, which is always extremely helpful. Anytime you have a guy like that, it's always a perfect recipe for something good to happen. So honestly, when I came in here, once we started playing spring ball, like love lining up next to him and getting help from him because it made my job blocking a lot easier when he was there next to me.
We'll go to Joe and then Colin.
You mentioned how Saturday was one of the best moments of your life. What are the excitement, emotions around knowing bigger moments are on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to take it one day at a time. It's great that we got a bunch of games, a lot of opportunities coming up, but just kind of got to look at the next one, right? We got practice this week, and that's what I'm focused on is trying to get better every single day. Because I had plenty of mistakes in that game. First play of the game, Nando gets blown up. That's kind of on me. So I got a lot of stuff to fix myself. So I'm just trying to get 1% better every single day and really focus on that. And then when the opportunity comes, hopefully we have a chance to celebrate. But until then, just got to grind.
Wraps up, Colin.
You were teammates with Drew Evans in 2022 at Wisconsin. How have you seen him grow since his freshman season there, and how key was it having him back on Saturday?
I think it's huge. I think Drew's a big anchor of our O-line. Just a big, strong, tough guy. Plays through a lot of issues that he's had, a lot of little injuries. But it's been great to see how he's developed. Not only as a player, but just like off the field too. Like, obviously, I knew Drew when he was just a freshman. He was a walk-on too, so like we were, kind of had that similarity. And we're a little bit friendly over that. But just like see him develop as a person has been really great. He talks to everybody. Like he's a much more outgoing person, which has been great to see. And then obviously on the field, last year I was sick to hear that he tore his Achilles, but then seeing him like battle back and just persevere through that and have a great season this year, and I think it's been amazing to see, and it was great to have him back on Saturday.
Great. Thanks, Riley.
No problem.
Thanks, everybody.